short staff. We have Miss Shannon Schufer, our children's minister. She's here Saturday with some of our team, so we're glad you're here. As you know, as you come through the doors over here, there's some bathrooms right behind me here that are ladies and men's, where the choir loft is, and there's some bathrooms down the hall in the welcome center where you just were. So we hope you guys feel at home. Plenty of snack, plenty of foodies. I just want to make you guys aware of that. And so we're just glad you're here for our VBS Essentials Conference. And so we try to do that for the association, for the Birmingham Metro Baptist Association. And so we're glad that everybody's here. And so this is our panel for that. Miss Patty Burns, our State Board of Missionary Vacation Bible School promoter. Yeah, she is the only female. And so we just appreciate her helping us coordinate with Miss Marissa Taylor, the church resource specialist. Thank you, Miss Marissa. Marissa is our church resource specialist for the Birmingham Metro Baptist Association. So we just want to recognize everybody. So first one up is Mr. David Jennings. He's the children's pastor at First Baptist Tuscaloosa in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. And so he's been there 5 years. Almost seven. See, I'm behind my time. So almost 7 years. And so we're like to welcome him. And then we have Mr. Ron Burns, who's married to Miss Patty Burns. And so he's the worship pastor, Crestline Baptist Church. And Miss Patty is our State Board of Missions representative, VBS promoter for the State Board of Missions for our state board. And this is Mr. Clay Womble, say it right. He's the pastor at Crestline Baptist Church. And so we're just welcome to have all these here today. And so hopefully you guys can gain a lot. So we're going to have our panel discussion. They got some topics they're going to share, not in the specific order. And then we're going to open up the floor to questions. So if you have any questions, just raise your hand. I'll be able to pass the microphone to you guys. And then those that are not here, we are recording this on our church YouTube channel. And slowly we'll share it to the state board. Miss Patty will email me and figure it out. And then we'll try to show it on an association website. And so we'll make sure we're about that. So we're glad you are here. We enjoy this afternoon. And I'll turn it over to Miss Patty.
Thank you. Marissa, would you come up? Thank you. I do need that. I just want you to hear a word from Marissa as far as the association goes, and a welcome.
Well, hello, welcome. I'm so glad y'all are here. And as we get started this afternoon, I want to thank you just for taking some time out of what is a busy Sunday for all of us, I know, and giving us a little bit of time. I hope that this is going to be relevant and helpful for you, no matter what curriculum you're going to be using, no matter if your church has hundreds of volunteers and hundreds of kids that come, or if this is the first time you've done VBS in a while, or ever. And all of our contact information is on that little sheet that you got. So please don't hesitate to reach out. We are here to help you. We're here to serve the churches. My position at the association, church resource specialist, I like to think of it as the church phone a friend. So if y'all have a question about anything, if I don't know the answer, I can find out and get back to you. So just don't hesitate to reach out. That's literally why we're here. Chuck is, in addition to all of his roles here at Canaan, he's also the association VBS director. So he's been a tremendous help in helping to resource our churches for Vacation Bible School. And Patty is such a good friend and just is so passionate about children's ministry and Vacation Bible School. I know you're going to be blessed to hear what she has to say. If you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to reach out. And I'm just going to pray and ask God to bless our time and just to bless your churches and Vacation Bible School and all those little faces that are going to be coming in your doors this summer. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, God, we love you so much. I thank you for each and every person who's here in this room today, the churches that they represent, and I just pray that you would be with all of our BMBA churches across all of Jefferson County who are looking toward just reaching their communities, reaching children for you. God, I pray that children would come to know Christ this summer because of Vacation Bible School, that parents would be touched, that lives would be changed, and that children would just fall in love with you and with your word, God. And I thank you for these volunteers who even now are here giving of their time to serve these kids and to serve you. And God, pray that you would just bless our time together. And we love you and we praise you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank
Thank you. I am so glad you're here, and I thank so much Canaan Baptist for having us and hosting this, and then, of course, for Marissa and the Birmingham Metro Association for taking a chance on us with something that's a little bit new. In the past years, we have noticed that more and more churches are looking at a variety of Vacation Bible School curriculum out there, and they're choosing for their churches outside of the Lifeway, the Southern Baptist, if you will, curriculum. And so a lot of prayerful, quiet times with the Lord and a lot of conversations. And he just led me to say, you know, a well-trained teacher is the best kind of teacher. And so no matter what curriculum a church is using, we just want to make sure that you walk in feeling confident and feeling comfortable in the curriculum that you're using. We can't really train you in that because you're probably all using several different things. But we can help you walk in there feeling confident about sharing the gospel, about what to expect. And so I hope that that's sort of what you get today. You may not walk away hearing anything brand new today, but God has you here for a reason. And that reason might be just to refresh you. That reason might be to remind you. And then it could be a reason to call you into something different, something new. Or it could be you just needed to get away and spend a little bit of time just being with him and being with like-minded people. So thank you very, very much for being here. Before they start the panel conversation, if you got one of these little cards when you walked in, one of the programs, the panel discussion, we'll try to go in that order, guys, if you've got your order. Keeping VBS safe for everyone will be Ron, who doesn't have one. Of course, that would be my husband. Incorporating your favorite Bible stories and rotations will be David. I will talk about classroom management. We're going to jump back to Ron on family night, and then Brother Clay is going to talk about intentional outreach, evangelism, and follow-up. And then following this, we'll have some breakouts, and I'm sure Chuck will come up and kind of direct you to those. But I will be talking with VBS directors, so if you'll join me in that one. David will be talking with preschool and children's leaders. Brother Clay will be talking with pastors. And then Ron, you know, you can hand your husband the one that you have a hard time describing because he's at home with you and he said, what do you mean by this? What about this? So VBS is for big kids too. And there it says students, adults, tech team, and registration. This is going to be an opportunity for you to just go in and be encouraged. He's going to talk about sharing the gospel. He's going to talk about a variety of things. And why Vacation Bible School? You know, a lot of times we'll hear invite kids to come to Bible school. But you know what? There's student curriculum and there's adult curriculum. And don't you think everybody needs to be introduced to Jesus? Yeah, everybody needs to hear the gospel. And so he's going to talk a little bit about that. But we're going to kick it off with Ron talking a little bit about safety.
And she said that hopefully there's a lot of this stuff is not going to be new to you. It's just going to be reminders. And that's this first topic, keeping VBS safe for everyone is our topic. And that answered my question. So my monitor's not working back there, so I'll have to look over my shoulder. What I want to do is give you some reminders, things that you hopefully, after I'm done, go, we do all of those things. Check. But there might be some of you here that don't do all of these things, and this might be a good way for you to go, but when we get back, we probably need to talk about that, or let's look into this a little bit further. Awesome. Helping me out back there. Go ahead to that next slide, that first slide after that. So the first thing you want to do ahead of time is to perform a kind of a walkthrough of all your preschool and children's areas before Vacation Bible School. Now, some of this information really would pertain to children's ministry anytime, okay? So it would be a good idea to do this already, but certainly before you get to Vacation Bible School. You're wanting to go through the inside and the outside and look at things. The way I look at it, so I've got grandchildren, and so if they're coming over to our house, there are things that I'm looking around and checking to make sure this is not that way when they get here, like things that are going to get broken or things that maybe there's that piece of wood that I know there's a nail sticking out. Well, I need to make sure that's taken care of. So you're wanting to go through and just Child-proof your area. Much like if you're in your own home, you probably pass over things that are just, you don't even pay attention to them anymore. But looking at them from the eyes of a preschooler or a child, you want to fix those things. Make sure that everything's in working order. Make sure there's not any danger hazards. You want to make it kid-friendly, okay? You want to do all of those things ahead of time because you don't want to be scrambling around. This is a proactive thing, not a reactive. You don't want to react to something that happens the week of Vacation Bible School to your children. Outside the same way, making sure all the lights are working outside because you've got parents that are going to be dropping off kids, and perhaps it may be getting dark by the time they're picking up. Same thing, making sure there's not any broken glass around, or making sure the playground equipment has been checked and make sure it's up to date. Many times our playground equipment is out there and it's just out there, okay? And if you really looked at it, it's going to cause splinters, and there's screws and nails that are sticking out, and swings aren't working right, and so you just want to check all those things. You want to make sure everything is in working order because you don't want to have to deal with that the week of Vacation Bible School, or worse, something were to happen to your children. Okay, go ahead to that next thing. So here's some things to consider as you're preparing your safety plan, some safety measures you might want to think about. Certainly you want to review your drop-off pickup policies and procedures that you have. How's that going to take place to make sure that we don't live in a world that I grew up in, where my mom probably just pulled up to the side of the curb and I hopped out and ran and she didn't see me again for 3 or 4 hours. We don't live in that world anymore, and so we need to make sure that our kids are safe when we drop them off, that there's a way to label or give a card or something so that those same responsible people are the ones picking up. I hear horror stories all the time of situations where maybe in a family situation where one parent or guardian is not supposed to have contact with the child during certain times, and yet they're the ones that come and, she asked me to come pick up, and that information's not translated, and the next thing you know, mom comes to pick up and is like, where's my child? Well, they weren't supposed to go. So we need to have some measures in place to make sure that happens, and make sure that our children are secure, that we have a check-in, a place, kind of a centralized place that they come and go, whether that's a sanctuary or a welcome desk or something of that nature. With your workers, you suggested that you would have some background checks and some references, perhaps some applications for your workers, maybe interviews. Basically what you're having is a vetting process for your workers. Don't want to get into scary statistics, but if you were to have a child predator to come and join your church, you would probably not even know it until something were to happen. So how would you vet that out if someone new came in to work in your church? Or worse, someone who's already been working in your church. I hear stories all the time of churches, 15 years ago, this happened to my child while they were in your care at this church, and the people had no clue that the workers were abusing their children. So making sure that you know your workers and having a way that you can check their backgrounds, knowing for sure that you've got people that you're protecting your children in that environment. Having a 2-person rule. Most of you already know this, but you don't want to have, and you're hearing this, and in one ear and the other ear you're going, I'm lucky to have one person in that room with my kids, okay? So I get that, the reality. But if there's any way possible to have 2 people in your, and I'm not even saying 2 adults, because as we talk about Vacation Bible School, we can incorporate some students in as helpers, maybe as that second person to help us out when we're shorthanded on volunteers. But to have 2 people, because you never know when one person's got to step out, or this child needs to go to the bathroom, and now who's going to stay with the kids? So you need 2 people in the room to facilitate, but also for your protection. If you're by yourself with children and they go home and they say something, I've got 3-year-old granddaughters. I know that they say things and you're like, really? And then come to find out, really, they're just making something up, okay? But if they were to say something about something that happened in their room that the teacher did, if there's a second person in there, that's another person to say, no, that's not how that went down. That's not what happened in there. So it's for your protection as well as protecting the kids, that you don't want to leave them in a room with just one person who is uncontrolled and there's no way to know what they're doing in there with those children, okay? And then lastly, in this section, posting schedules so that everybody knows if somebody's in the hallway and they're trying to find a child, they're not having to go locate the director to find the schedule. Let's see where they are right this minute. If you have schedules in the rooms, you have them in the hallways, it's a quick check to see where everybody is at all times. Go to that next slide. So you want to have some good ratios, and I pulled these from Lifeway. I didn't just make these up. We'll just really quickly go through. You can see that if you want to look at that and look at it later. You can take a picture on the screen. But just your ratios from babies 1 to 3, 3s to pre-K. You can go 1 to 4, kindergartners 1 to 5, and grades 1 through 6. You want to have one and possibly a couple of assistants. Again, the students are very helpful here. And then the other numbers are kind of a max. The max number you want in one class. Again, I hear that same person that said, I'm lucky to have one teacher. It's like, okay, we've got one teacher and we got 30 kids in that class, okay? Sometimes that happens, but that's where directors can help out, or you have maybe some people on the same hallway to help out with that. But this just kind of gives you an idea of maximum number of kids per classroom. Go ahead to that next slide. And some of the last things here, releasing your children and preschoolers. Again, we don't live in the 50s and 60s. You can't just say, okay, it's over, go find mom. You need to have a way that you control that environment of the leaving and making sure that somebody's got them. You don't want to have, where's Johnny? Well, I thought he left. He said he was going with, and I thought you were handling that. So you want to have a controlled environment about releasing your kids, making sure that there's maybe cards or labels that are given to the parents that correspond with your kids, so that when they come and pick up, they've got those. That would be for preschoolers. With kids, the wristbands are a really good way to do that. Having a card for mom or dad that corresponds with the wristband is a good way to do that as well. And then we also want to remain with the children at all times, all the way to the end. Again, we don't want to just let them go and run out the back and we're not sure where they went. We want to make sure that we identify. I've been at summer camp where this is like a nightmare. You've got parents coming in the back door and kids, as soon as they see their parents, are running and trying to get to mom or dad, but you need to make sure that you have kind of released them. You've made eye contact. You know who took that child before they leave. And then lastly, I'm sure everybody has this, just about every church that we visited when we go in the summer has a security team. And you want to have that security team that is not just sitting around under the shade tree during Vacation Bible School. They're constantly walking around and making sure that somebody that's not supposed to be there, making sure that you keep those people out and making sure the people that are supposed to be there stay there. But make sure you have those. And this is a great way to involve some people who say, I can't do anything else. I can't work with kids. I can't cook. And generally, I'm not being sexist, but these are some of your men who want to help, but they don't know where to fit in. And they can make great security team members. And like I said, most of you are already doing that. And I'm already 3 or 4 minutes over. No? I think that was it.
Awesome. Thank you for that. Okay. So going from safety to going to some fun, I'm going to need, no, not that that's not fun, that's serious, we have to do it, but I'm going to need 4 volunteers. I'm going to need 4 volunteers who are trustworthy and don't mind standing up just for a couple minutes. If that's not you, someone nearby you might point at you and I'll pick you. So I need 4 volunteers. Feel free to pick someone next to you. Can I get some volunteers? This is for Jesus. Yes, thank you. Come on up. That's 1. I need 3 more. Oh, I see someone pointing. Yeah, that's how you do it. You point someone else over. Perfect, 2. Would you just make your way to that blue dot over there? Okay, perfect. Can I get 2 more? I trust this team. Oh, I see a finger pointing at you, sir. Congratulations. Yep, that one. If you'll just face The crowd, perfect. Sir, if you'll go to that blue dot, and I don't think it's fair to ask y'all to do all the work. Can I get someone from up here? Perfect. Thank you, sir. Go to that fourth blue dot over there, sir. Okay, we're going to play a quick game. So I asked you to be trustworthy, so I'm going to ask you to please close your eyes, okay? And don't open them until I tell you to. The other thing is I asked you to be able to stand, so when I tell you to, I just want you to march in place. On the video screen, we have a few friends who tried this game where they tried to march in place with their eyes closed. And we're just going to see after about a minute if you can stay on the dot, okay? So when you hear the video rolling, that's your cue to close your eyes.